Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. In our previous topic, we discussed about the absorption and assimilation of digested food. But because of certain technical problems, the lesson was interrupted. So, I am going to repeat the lesson as absorption and assimilation of digested food. Now, first of all, we must understand what is absorption. As you know, absorption is a process by which the products of digestion pass through the intestinal mucosa and enter the blood or lymph. This absorption occurs by various ways or mechanisms. Now, first is the active transport. The active transport occurs against the concentration gradient with the expenditure of energy in the form of ATP. The substances absorbed through this active transport include glucose, galactose, amino acids and some ions like sodium ions. Now, after active transport, the another mechanism is the passive transport. The passive transport include simple diffusion, osmosis, facilitated diffusion. Now, small amounts of monosaccharides like glucose and amino acids and some electrolytes like chloride ions are generally absorbed by simple diffusion. Their passage into the blood obviously depends upon the concentration gradient, and water is absorbed through osmosis. Some substances like fructose and some amino acids are absorbed with the help of carrier molecules or ions like sodium ions, and this type of absorption is called as facilitated transport. Now, so far the fatty acids and glycerol are concerned, they have an entirely different mechanism for absorption, because we know that these fatty acids and glycerol are water insoluble. Therefore, they are first incorporated into small droplets called as micelles. These micelles move into the intestinal mucosa, and within the intestinal mucosa, these micelles are reformed into very small protein-coated fat globules known as chylomicrons. These chylomicrons are transported into the lymph vessels, also known as lacteals, in the villi present in the intestines. These lacteals ultimately release the absorbed substances like fatty acids and glycerol into the blood. Now, these are the various mechanisms for the absorption of the final products of the digestion. After absorption, we will discuss about the assimilation. Now, first of all, we must understand what is meant by assimilation. Assimilation is actually the utilization or usage of absorbed substances from different regions of the alimentary canal for various activities in tissues, such as a source of energy or as raw materials for the synthesis of other macromolecules, and this process is called assimilation. And one thing you must remember is the physiological fuel value. Now, this physiological fuel value is basically the amount of energy produced by 1 gram of a particular food nutrient on complete oxidation in our body cells. This is called the physiological fuel value. Now, this is about the absorption and assimilation of our digested food in our digestive tract. Now, in our next lesson, we will discuss about the various disorders associated with the digestive system. Until then, Goodbye.